and third stages were filled with liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen as its fuel and oxidizer. Now you see this black ring right up here? The top half of this black ring corresponds to that black ring right there. That was called the instrument unit, or the IU for short. It was basically the brains of the rocket. It was computer components built by IBM, and it controlled everything below it. So it controlled the entire Saturn V. Now above the instrument unit is the Apollo spacecraft. So this section you see right here is the spacecraft lunar module or adapter, or SLA for short. It was basically the fairing that held the lunar module and protected it during launch. Above it is the service module. This provided all the power, life support, and propulsion for the crew. And above that is the command module. This was where the crew lived. You can see it's not very large. It's about the size of maybe, like the interior is about the size of maybe a four-door sedan. So imagine spending 8 to 12 days stuck in a four-door sedan with 2 other people. That's how tiny of a space they had to deal with. Now, have you all been to Starship Gallery and seen the Apollo 17 spacecraft yet? Okay, if you haven't, I highly recommend, as soon as you get back to Space Center Houston, go straight to Starship Gallery. We have the actual Apollo 17 command module that took us to the moon for the last time in 1972. So yeah, definitely check that out. Now, when you do, look inside the hatch. You'll see there's not a lot of space in there. In fact, if you actually open up the hatch on the model here, you can actually see 3 little astronauts on the inside. Any kids here want to see this? Yeah. Yeah, here. Yeah, you can see there's not a lot of space in there. It was really cramped. It was only designed to carry 3 people for about 2 weeks max. Now, at the very top of the rocket is the launch escape system. So this section you see right here, this is actually a rocket. It had solid rocket fuel in it, and it was designed to fire up and pull the capsule away in case of an emergency. So if this first stage ever exploded, we needed a way to get our crew away safely, kind of like an ejection seat in a fighter jet. That's essentially what it was for. Thankfully, in all the missions, we didn't need this at all, but this was a very powerful rocket. In fact, it was almost double the amount of power that the Mercury Redstone had. It didn't burn for as long, but it had almost double the amount of thrust. It was a really powerful rocket. Do you guys remember seeing the Little Joe 2 outside as well? So the Little Joe 2 was the test vehicle that tested this system for the Saturn V. Now, on the day of launch, the 5 was rocket. These are called the interstages. They're basically the stages between the stages. Now, anything you see that's yellow is not part of the rocket. Anything you see that's yellow, those are all brackets that help transport